up, you guys? We are going to be talking about 90 Day Fiance. We are behind about 3 episodes, so we're just going to go back from the last episode. But let's get into it, you guys. It's Mary.
And Alma.
We invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
and comment down below, you all, because let's get into Nikki and Justin. They, I don't think Justin really likes Nikki. He's made a little weird comment saying that she looks more beautiful with every sip of wine. And then also made a statement that he has to drink in order for them. Well, they both made a statement that they both have to drink in order for them to get intimate. And I feel like if you have to get drunk in order to have sex with somebody, you probably should not be having sex with that person. Yeah. But they made the manager, I think, made him feel a little uncomfortable. Like, there was this look that he had of just, like, disgust.
They just make everyone uncomfortable, and the reason why is because, you know, like,
I think they keep on pushing
that most people have S, right? Most people go and have get together. I think the world knows that. I don't know what is the reason why you got to put it out there. You know, like, make other people so uncomfortable and be doing all this stuff.
They went wine tasting and they're kissing each other, and she's talking about sucking stuff and all this stuff.
A lesbian couple who used to go to my son's school, my kid's school actually.
They were elementary school at the time.
And when you go to pick up the children, we all have to be in this line with our cars. They will come out of their car and literally have this whole make-out session where one is trying to literally climb on the car where the other lady was. And I was one of the ones who went and reported it because, you know something, at that time I was married. Like, if I'm not out here with my husband and he got me on top of a car trying to crawl on top of me making out, I did not see the reason. You left your house to come pick up your children, to go make out. So what? So the
at
world
an elementary
can know
school. Like, that's
that.
a little.
And this was, when was this? This is, what was it? Was it
the 2000s, right?
First grade, second grade, second grade. So, like, man.
To me, I think it's a little pedophilic, because why are you trying to, like, get kids to see that, you know?
It was in the early 2000s. Just like, what is that for? Why? I went and reported it, you know, and some of the other parents, when they saw they're like, okay, like, I don't see the reason. Yeah. I also, if it was a heterosexual couple, the same thing I would have gone to report. Because I don't see the reason for you to go there and have a whole make-out session as if the car is the bed. You know, make no sense to me. You know, I mean, like, it was just too much. I remember when my son came, I was like, oh, Mom, oh, these are my friends, 2 moms. They have 2 moms. They don't have mom, dad, they have 2 moms. I said, oh, yeah. I said, honey, people have different families. Like, and that's fine for you to explain to your children. But I just did not see, this is not the environment for that. So that's how I feel about this couple. You're all in the hotel.
No, they're doing wine tasting. By the 7th glass of wine, they're putting their tongues in each other's mouths, talking about OS, and the man is just looking there like
really, you make it all uncomfortable. Like, but you know what's so interesting? People like that, when they get home and there's no audience,
they're not doing all that.
They're not doing all that. They can barely stand each other. But when they go out, all of a sudden, oh, let me hold, I gotta kiss you, I got to do this, I got to do that. Then when they get home, it's like,
what was all that for?
It's annoying.
Yeah.
So they're annoying in that sense. And you're right. If he has to drink to get it up,
and that
obviously he's not attracted to you. But my thing with this man, you're not attracted to her, right? Yet though, you wouldn't just release her. You have to continue to be taking money from her. You see, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, for
sure.
This
is the problem that I have with this man. Because he's a loser. It's like a bum. like a whole entire bum.
Yeah.
A whole entire bum. You don't like her. You actually don't. But I will use her though. I've been using her all these years though. And do you think he hates her because she never told him? And then he had sex with her. That he also could be getting her back from that.
There also could be some hatred.
He could be like,
I know.
Something.
Me personally, I know I would be pissed as hell if I was intimate with somebody and they tell me that they were born like a woman.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you know that, like,
we're going to court because I'm going to sue you for emotional and mental trauma.
It's also like when someone, and anyway, let me not equate it to that, but
it just is sad. But apparently this
But
man...
yeah, he might actually be on this little tip that I am going to make her pay. And
make
no
her feel like crap.
Yeah, no matter what, I'm just going to continue, having affairs.
Yeah. Because apparently he cheated on her throughout the relationship, even into the K-1 visa process. He was sleeping with multiple women. And he's like, yes, I did this. I'm normal. I like women. Like, that's what he said. So that's why I don't think he really is.
Why does he keep on saying why does he have to say he's normal?
He's normal. I think he looks at her as not normal.
Exactly.
And he sees this
what
relationship
they have done as not normal, right?
And he also sees the relationship not normal.
But however though,
you still stay.
However though, it's not still stay. However though, you continue to get the money from the relationship. That's when it's normal to you. Isn't it?
Yeah. So it's all those
what
things.
What a tangled web we weave.
Yeah. So it's all those things. Yeah. So she was upset. She walked away, but we're not gonna see what happened until the next episode.
Okay.
But yeah, so that one was quite interesting. I just, at some points they really need to get themselves together. I don't know why they're even...
At some point they need to just
separate.
Go away from each other.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and talk about Rob and Sophie. She obviously went on a bowling date with some of his friends. I think the other friend was really interested in her because he seemed to be trying to talk to her, trying to get to know her and all this stuff. But of course, Rob's friend, apparently he showed up there in the same exact yellow as Rob. He was like, why are you in his phone though? Like, even though he's cheating, let's talk about you being in his phone. Well, there's a reason why I'm in his phone. And he's only giving you half the story. But it seemed like Rob got really triggered and started yelling at everybody when she said, well, he was cheating and he was jerking off to other women and all this stuff. And he started yelling at everybody, talking about, I didn't get into all the details because all the details weren't necessary. Like just going off or whatever because she exposed him for what he was doing. Because he only gave his friend's little half story, like she going through my phone. Well, you know why she went through your phone? Because you can't be trusted. So the guy was like, well, I respect Sophie for still being here because I don't know how she's doing it. I think he actually wants to be with Sophie. And he's like, why is she even with him? But let's talk about Sam and his Indonesian girlfriend who is apparently Muslim. So we have a Muslima on the show, you all. But he is an atheist.
I'm just, my eyeballs, some of these things, like, it annoys me to no end. It really, really does. It's like, you're a Muslima, how are you with an atheist?
Who also was a drug addict. Yeah. A little confusing. But, she thinks she can convert him. My thing is also, I just feel like if I were to get with somebody who is Christian, right? I personally would never tell them I need you to convert to Islam. But I know I want to be with somebody who is Muslim. So I probably would not date someone who's Christian, personally. I just wouldn't because I'm not going to do the religion thing. I think that it's best to marry somebody who's in your religion so you're not growing your kids up with confusion. Like, yes, you grew up in two different religions, but the good thing is your dad didn't practice like that. Like, he wasn't like in the religion like that.
We practiced both.
We practiced both, you know what I'm saying? So there was respect on both sides.
There was respect on both sides. I think that's what's important.
Yeah.
Where you both respect each other's religion, and what they did, they raised us up with both. So it's like we had to know the Quran and the Bible.
Yeah. Me personally, though, I want to be able to...
We celebrated all the holidays growing up. And then we chose, so I have siblings who are, not Muslim.
Yeah.
and stuff. But then even till today, we still respect each other's religions. So
That's what's
you know,
important.
that's
But-
what's important. But I don't know, the world that we're living in today. It's nice to see, like, we're in Tanzania here.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see, be in a country and there's not this fighting and stuff like that among religions. I mean, America, the same thing too. I don't
Yeah.
really see that fighting like that among religions,
Right.
except for when there's some political stuff that happens and the politicians who are so irresponsible come out and start acting the plum fool.
Yeah.
But you don't see it, except something happens, like 9/11 happened
Yeah.
and I got attacked and stuff like that.
I just think it's best to.
So-
I mean, just for me personally, I just think it's best to because
It's a big for this one. It's so big because he actually does not believe in God at all.
And then also
Right?
he is on drugs, and then also his dad was a Christian, but now he's an atheist who believes in
It's a
aliens.
father, but I think, isn't this a guy changing? He's converting.
He is converting.
So that means that he believes now
I don't think so. I think he's
No.
only converting for her.
because
And
she
he
can't
even
marry
stated
him
that
until.
he even stated that he thinks it's going to be very hard for him to even follow the religions and stuff. Because the thing is, like, it's not
Right.
like we go to the mosque one day. Like it's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
Like it's from the way you act to the way you dress
way
to
of
the
life.
way that
It's
you
a way
pray.
of
It's the
life.
way you act. Like it's like
And yes,
it's
of
who
course,
you
we're
are.
not. we're not
Obviously, we
practicing that
don't
part.
practice all that part or whatever and stuff.
Yeah.
But we are very
Yeah.
spiritual. We do pray and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
we pray and
um,
fast.
and everything.
So yeah.
Anyway,
The
it's
goal is to get to a space
where you are doing that.
at least you're growing, and I'm sure Christians do the same thing too. You're growing. You strive to grow closer to God. My
Yeah.
only thing with them is that,
I just think it's gonna be too difficult because my
and
thing
he
is,
has said it. Because remember he talked to her. She was in the car.
I just think it's best to kind of grow up, because my thing is, I know that I want to be able to get up in the morning, pray Fajr with my man. I don't want to
Yeah.
be getting up by myself and having to pray and having to
It's hard enough
shoulder
to get
this
up at 5
Islam thing
o'clock in
on
the
my
morning. Exactly.
on my own. It's always easier to have somebody who's also in the faith because then you raise your kids up in the faith and it's easier for you to stay in the faith.
Yes.
With him, it's like you're going to have to teach him. He's not really into it. You have the cultural differences and then you also have
He's
the
not going to
religion
understand,
differences.
yes.
I just don't think it's going to work. And
It's
then
a
also
lot.
this man is lying. He apparently missed his court case or whatever, stuff like that.
So
So
he might
he
be going to
actually might be
jail.
going to jail. And he purposefully did not tell her because he thought that she would not come.
Do you
And-
think I wonder if he said so that he can get some before he has to go?
Yeah, because he
And
also
in
seems
that
like
way
he wants
trap
to tempt
her?
her and stuff like that. And she's always like, he's so horny and all this stuff. And I'm like, we need to wait and everything and stuff. And I'm just like, anyway, I don't know what she sees in him. I'm just kind of
I
like,
don't know. I really don't know. And I don't even know how she got here.
me neither.
I don't know how
very
she
odd.
got here.
But
And
let's talk
apparently
about,
her parents are coming, right?
yeah,
That's going to
they're
be very
coming.
interesting.
And her dad's a cop. But let's go ahead and talk about,
In Indonesia?
yeah. But let's talk about Devin and Nick. So basically, he is moving in with the family. Apparently, basically, it's a town where there's only Caucasian people. So, and there's really no mixed races or anything, stuff like that, whatever.
So there's not
it's
going
a
to be
town where
Asians there.
there's no Asians there, and it's kind of like, he's the
So
only
he
one
might
there.
be, right, he might
So
be.
they might face some things, and there's a bunch of Confederate statues up in her town and all that stuff. So it seems like there's going to be an uphill battle for him, unfortunately. But
But the parents seem nice, and so does she.
yeah,
She seems like such a sweetheart. So I feel like
but we have
if he will just not be out there calling her Miss Piggy,
I know said that in
they
front of the
could
family
actually
and said
work
that.
it out.
Then also said that there's that the America has this huge fat problem and all this stuff, like it's bigger than Korea. Called her piggy, and on top of that, this like
It's
I
a
don't want to
culture
say
thing.
a-hole.
It's a culture thing.
But
This
he
is how they
has,
do
he
it even
calls
in
her
Korea.
piggy. He
Yeah.
calls her piggy, but not only that, he has bought her 8 stuffed animals to remind her that she is fat. And she's not actually fat.
Yeah.
But it's the cultural differences. I remember I came here or whatever, and I had at least 2 or 3 men say that I was fat or I was big. And I'm just like, are you serious?
I know.
But then again, the men are shorts as shit and are skinny as hell. So I'm like, listen, you not even big enough to ride this wave. So next, like I need me a 6 foot type of man. Anyway, I'm big boned and I'm like 5'6", so I'm not even looking at no man who ain't 6 foot. Sorry, I ain't doing that. Yeah. So I mean, yes, it did hurt my feelings at first, but that was just like
I was like, you were beginning to get all like feel. I was like,
I know, but then I was like,
them? They're short and they're skinny.
Listen, if you are looking for tall men, do not come to Tanzania. Take yourself to Senegal. Take yourself to Rwanda. That's where the tall, fine men are at. No shade. But I'm just like, that's all I'm saying. Like I need a big brother, okay?
Okay, if you're short and petite, come here.
Yes.
That is if you're looking for a man. We need
if
come
you
looking
don't
for a man.
mind
Looking
the
for
height
other
thing.
things.
Like me personally, I'm just not attracted to men who are shorts. But if you are, then hey, this is the place to come. This is the place to come. Somebody gonna come for me to comment.
When I was in college, I was attracted. I'm 5'6", well, I'm not 5'6" anymore. I'm 5'4". But as you get older, you get shorter.
Yeah.
But I was attracted to this guy who was like, I don't know, I think he was about 5 foot.
Right.
And I don't know, someone was asking me, one of my girlfriends was like, I don't know what breeze blew up your nose that you is finding David, like you is even having a crush on him.
Yeah.
I was a sophomore and he was getting ready to graduate. He was a senior. But he was actually really cute. But he came up to here. So I think he might have been even 4 foot something. But yeah, I don't. But he was very muscular, very muscular. As muscular.
I mean,
as
usually they
be.
are. Usually, some men who are short, they are
so
muscular because they have to compensate for the height. So at least let me be fit.
Yeah. So no, I mean, but he was a very nice person.
You have to know what you like and what you don't like.
And I would never thought I would like someone who was short, but he was very short. But he was actually he was such a gentleman and a very nice person. But yeah, he was not interested in me like that. I mean, I didn't reach out to him like that, but I just, I think I have a crush on him.
Anyway, let's talk about Ashley and Manuel.
Yeah.
So after Manuel's, I think Ashley's friends had confronted him and were talking to him. They went on a double date and were talking about talking about the money situation and stuff. He got upset and walked out and all that stuff.
Because he doesn't bring any money to the table.
Well, he also wants her, because he's like upset that, you're spending $200 on some damn dog or cat, but you don't even want to send my family $100 and stuff like that. So they were having those issues, but they did end up having...
That dog is like a child to her.
Yeah.
So it's almost as if you're looking at her like,
well, it's a cultural
don't give money
thing.
to your child. In a sense, that's how she's looking at it. And how dare you?
Yeah.
That's how she's feeling.
To me, I do think it's a cultural thing because my thing is, you come here to Tanzania, people really do not have pets. Like, when we first decided to get a cat, I mean, Dada was looking at me like, then I had a litter box filled with sand for her to poop in the house. Dada was like, Dada was not feeling any of that crap. And now we're here with pregnant cats and there's going to be kitten poop everywhere. I don't even think that knows what she's in for. But she's like, hey,
so
at least she's...
that woman dump us like a bad habits in 2024.
But I mean, that's like, hey, at least she's not hollering and disturbing my peace.
Oh, yeah, when she was in heat.
When she was in heat, Dada could not... I think Dada was a little annoyed by that cat scream. She's like, hey, but she's pregnant now. And Dada does not know what she's in for with the kitten poop. And I just hope it's not like no 8-10 babies. Because it's going to be a nightmare. Because now my baby is pregnant and she is so big. Like, I'm afraid that it's about to be 6 or 8 kittens. But I'm going to document the whole thing and put it on her YouTube channel so you guys can follow it there.
Yeah.
But that's how pets are. It's not a normal thing in other countries. But they did have a heart to heart, and I was happy about that because he did say, you know, it's really frustrating for me because I feel so guilty. Like my family has always depended on me. I've always had to give them money since I was 12 years old. I've had to provide for the family and all this stuff. So I just feel bad when it's like I don't have any money. And like thing is, I don't want to depend on you, but I have no other option
right now until he gets his papers and stuff.
Yeah. So they did have a heart to heart, and she was like, well, we can't send them $100, but what we're going to do is we'll wait until after the wedding, and then we'll send them more money, and we'll figure something out. So I was happy. They went to the beach. They had a good conversation. They had a heart to heart. And he was like, you know, I really do love Ashley. I'm not here for the money, you know. I just really genuinely love her. So I do wish well for them. I do think he really does care and love her. I do think so. He just has anger issues, and he needs to learn how to stop running away, running down the block.
Forget when he said he likes to frustrate her. He had that little smile on his face, that little sickly smile.
Anyway, we're just trying our best to see how these work out. But it's Mary
and Alma.
We want y'all to like,
subscribe,
comment down below.